All right, we're gonna go to our final topic. We're gonna end. I believe Rocco, you got the
yeah.
topic for us.
So, let's talk about what is it you do to try to improve yourself on whatever topic, subject, game, whatever it be that you do in life. What is it you do personally to try to make yourself better? So I'm gonna lead a little bit real quick with this. This topic is coming to me because as of late I've been on a huge LOL kick. Just kind of
That's League of Legends for those who don't know.
He's
not just laughing out loud like for no reason.
That's his LOL kick.
You're really good at laughing, guys.
Yeah, so I've been on a big kick for LOL. So I've been doing anything and everything I can to learn as much as I can about the champions, know their moves, know how to counter them, know who I'm good at, learn each position, because I've been playing ranked now, and I'm trying to work my way up the ladder. Not saying I'm great, I'm just trying to say I'm working my way up the ladder. And the way that starts is by first trying to figure out how to improve myself. So for me, one thing I'm trying to do right now is a big thing I've learned when it comes to learning something new is called modeling. And modeling is about pretty much trying to absorb or download, if you want to call it, if we want to think of our minds as software, download somebody who's already a professional in that field or industry, their perspective or the way that they tons of different things. I'm saying perspective, but just how they work in that field from anything and everything. What are you looking at? So let's talk about an artist, for example, and they're about to start drawing. What is it you're doing in your mind? What are you seeing? What are you prepping with? What are you thinking? Let me know all these things. Right, like tell me all these things about how you get from point A to point Z. And then if I can take what you tell me and start to use that in my way of seeing drawing, start to do it in that way, try to see it that way, try to think the way that you think when it comes to drawing, because that's, say, you're a professional at.
Yeah.
I'll start to become, I'll feel like I'll start to at least achieve progress a lot sooner than I would if I was just jumping into it blank with nothing.
Right.
So as of right now, what I'm doing, and this is something that I do when I'm trying to better myself at any new industry, sport, field, whatever it be, is that I'm watching the Worlds right now, the Worlds Championships going on for League of Legends. And they are some of the most amazing games that you'll see right now. The professionals are insane. The way that they move, the way they think, the way they react, everything is just insane. So I've been watching everyone from what I play as support bottom to jungle, how they play, what is it they're doing. Like I'm trying to, without being able to ask them questions, trying to critically think, decipher what is it they're thinking and looking at. Why is he making that decision he's making right now? Because he's obviously looking at something and he's playing his, 5 steps ahead, his plan of action. So for me, modeling is a big thing whenever I'm trying to become better at something. So what I do is I'll try to look at, like I said, some type of professional in that industry and try to break down what it is that, how they view whatever it is I'm trying to do.
That's a great way of doing it. Sitting there trying to analyze a quote-unquote professional of doing something, trying to model your way around it. Trying to just model your way around how they would handle it and, kind of mirror that. That's a good way of doing it. And then eventually getting your own style. Because everyone, of course, I'm going on the gaming route. You're going to have your own things. You're going to have your playing styles. You're going to be more of an aggressive person or a passive person or, take chances. You got to kind of adapt to your style to their kind of model. But that's a good way of doing it, I think.
Yeah, I agree too with you, Ian. That you're at the end of the day, you're always going to have something that's yourself, your touch to it, and you should. It's just for me that going from mediocre to try to go to above average level, I try to take that first step by the modeling process, and then from there, after I've developed a good core of understanding of whatever that is, I'll start to try to put my own little twist to it or see how I can improve upon it myself. With knowing who I am and how I, react or however I, attack that situation, whatever it be, video gaming, something else.
To go on the gaming side of it, still in League of Legends, what I started to think last week and talking with a good friend of mine, I have to diversify myself. You know, I'm good with a certain amount of characters, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to start thinking of counters, okay? Even though I can play these characters insanely good, and even good against my counters, I need to start thinking of, hey, putting something else in there. So now what I've started doing is playing other characters, starting to, you know, get a different mindset, a different completely playing style, because people complain sometimes when I play Singed that, oh, what kind of build am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Well, guess what? That's my style. I do very fucking good at it, and I'm just going to keep doing it. So,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my kind of thing. Like, I look at how you're supposed to build things and how I can kind of tweak it and to my kind of playing styles and abilities. I take more chances. I run into shit that I shouldn't run into, and that's where I got Clay's famous quote of "Galarian."
Galarian.
So the reason why I'm asking this kind of stuff too is because as of like my years outside of college, I wish that they were all there. I mean, I wish that this trait of me nowadays was there when I was a kid. But where I'm at now is that, you know, I'm always about self-improvement. Every audiobook I'm listening to, freaking book I read or whatever it is, it's always something about self-improvement. How am I going to make myself better at what I'm doing? So, for example, not just modeling, but I will go out there and I will try to do, like, I guess you call it like the mental web critical thinking approach, whatever you want to call it. But say my topic is right now healthcare in the job field that I'm at, where there's genetic testing involved, right? So I've now know the whole model about how to sell this to a doctor, how to do these different things with the genetic testing, the process and all. But I don't know much about genetics itself. So what I start to do is I start to like go out there and branch myself out with all the different research that's out there about genetics to take this information, educate myself better. So to make myself better at the end of the day of an agent selling genetics, because I understand it way better now from every different approach, not just the approach for the sale itself, but now I've educated myself on the full understanding of how genetics works, that I could be a geneticist myself, yet not having, like we were saying, that self-learning at the end of the day. Doing the Lydia.com kind of stuff is to the point of becoming an expert in that industry, you know, without having that, you know, college degree behind it. But applying myself in that way, applying myself that, okay, you know, it's that passion to learn. And that passion to learn is, I feel like it improves anything that I want to do, whatever it be. Because if I can take that and apply it to whatever I'm doing, then I can become, you know, that professional so much faster, or that more experienced person so much faster. You know?
And what in like my professional world and everything, I kind of do the same thing. I'm always trying to learn, and every day that I started this new career now, I try to take one piece that I did that day and put that in my memory bank, and always remember that. Hey,
one lesson.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I remember going through this before, because I did it in mortgages and real estate for so long that now I have this whole plethora of knowledge about it. Because I can sit there and say, hey, I dealt with that problem before. I've dealt with that.
This is what I'm looking for. Right there, what you said, Ian. So this is this kind of stuff that I'm talking about when you're talking about modeling somebody's perspective. Yeah. That's the little thing that you do that's different than other people that might help you to recall information a lot faster than somebody else, or recall a positive, you know, solution to an outcome, to be able to, okay, I can come up with this idea a lot faster now on how to solve this issue, because I can recall I experienced it, you know, 15 years ago, because once a day, I take, you know, in retrospect, what was the best thing I did that day and implant it into my memory. You know, like, that's the little thing that you do, right? I don't do that personally, but that's something I can start to apply now in my life if I want to have, you know, better retention memory-wise and, you know, things I did great, you know, that were successful, and start to apply those more often.
And one thing that I do to tweak that sometimes is that, okay, if I don't know something, I ask someone. I'm like, okay, hey. And then I sit there and say, okay, well, what if? And I kind of switch it, like, if it was this, then I find out that answer. So if I come across this problem and that little tweak happened, I'm like, okay, well, then I should go this route. You know, and that's how I always go, well, what if? And I know what ifs aren't always great, but when you're trying to remember and learn something, and I'm more of a hands-on learner, honestly. You put me in a book, I get too bored. I'm like, screw that.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, but you put me in the situation, and honestly, it's when I did something and I screwed it up, I will never screw that same thing up again. And because I sit there and I get down on myself, I'm like, I'm such an idiot, I didn't know this. I should have asked, or I should have found out about that. And I know for sure I'll never make that mistake again.
Yeah.
So that's how I grow when I'm professionally in games and everything. You know,
you're an interactive learner.
Yeah, that's how I just do it. So
what about you, Clay? I mean, you got yourself in, you know, a good position too when it comes to work and stuff, and you got to have some type of traits or something that are happening for you that are, you know, getting where you're going.
I guess I think I actually struggle with this, and it's really interesting to hear your guys' thoughts on it, because I think I benefit from just you guys speaking just now for 10 minutes, because there's a lot of stuff I never even thought about to do. I tend to be a stubborn, like, hit my head against the wall type person until things work. Like, I'm a slow, I don't know, like, I'm a slow learner.
No, okay, hold on a second. I'm asking for the things that you do to improve yourself. Not you're saying you hit your head on the wall, you're a slow learner. So how do you improve yourself from those things then?
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I improve by constantly, like, hitting my head against the wall.
Oh, I got
and just being like stubborn and like
physically
like metaphorically speaking.
Okay.
Like I keep trying and like I'm stubborn, so it takes me a while to like learn that lesson. Yeah, persistence. And so really I think the biggest beneficial thing that I do is that I practice and I do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until I've just like force myself into like, maybe it's not the most optimal path, but I forced it to work for me, which I don't recommend for anybody doing, but I think the takeaway there is that practice makes perfect.
Right.
And so I think that's my strongest suit, but I actually think this is one of my weaker attributes, and something that I've been recently trying to figure out how to like get better at. Like, how can I learn things quicker? How can I like get better at stuff?
See, that I think, you know, one that is a huge attribute that you just talked about, because persistency is what creates success at the same time. Because I haven't seen anybody out there that's successful that hasn't gone through some failure at one point in their lives, but they didn't let that stop them, where a lot of individuals will, where you're talking about you're so stubborn that you'll keep beating yourself up, hit your head against the wall, whatever it is you got to do to keep yourself to be, you know, driven enough to become successful in whatever that is. That is a huge successful trait. I haven't seen anybody out there in my years of working in the business industry that are successful and don't have that trait. I don't see anybody that's out there that's like, oh yeah, I give up whenever shit just goes and hits the fan. It's like, well, those guys are always the ones that are like bouncing from boat to boat to boat to boat and never end up getting into success. And they're questioning themselves like, wait, what happened here? I had so many great ideas. It's like, because you can't stick with anything. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes that, you know, going through shit every day, or going through whatever you got to do to become the best at that, and then find that one day where that success does flourish and it does blossom, and then there you go. You know, it's not an easy thing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And like something else, like I definitely seize every opportunity I possibly can, and I take on things that normally people wouldn't expect. And the failure expectation is high, that sort of the success expectation is low, that if you succeed it looks amazing, and if you don't, there's a lot of times
they
expected
it.
Yeah, and so like I understand that, and I'll go, like, I'm not afraid of a challenge. I actually enjoy challenge. It keeps me entertained and it doesn't bore me, so I tend to take on a lot more than I can chew, and I work really hard, and that stuff seems to help me, but that doesn't necessarily make me better. Like, I don't want to work that way. So
So here,
it's something
like,
I need
talking about the challenge though, that's something that I do. Like, to improve myself, I set up challenge because I work better with challenging myself. For some reason, it becomes like some type of competitive game for myself. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I want to win. And it's like I'm competing against myself. So it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna win. You know, but I'll set up challenges. Like, I'll set up, okay, I challenge myself to do this or that or that or this, you know, and it helps me achieve those goals in that direction that I want to go towards. And that's something that I see that works for me to better myself. So I've challenged myself right now to get to a certain body image, I guess you'd say, and that body image that I want to achieve is only going to be achieved through that banging my head against the wall of days I don't want to be going to the gym and don't want to be working out, but still doing it every day and practicing and going and that persistency, you know, tying those two together to create success of having that image that I want to have, you know. But the only way to get there is figuring out how I work, the things that work for me to improve myself, to keep myself on that path, to not get away from not
giving up is just huge. Honestly, sticking with something.
So is your goal to be like this body? I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Ian, you're not the heartthrob, buddy.
So talking about this subject, I mean, this is something that I take, you know, very seriously whenever I'm trying to like improve myself in any and like I said, in any field. That even I was recently in the gym sitting in the sauna and I see this guy come in and he's got his shirt off, he's doing stretches. I guess he's about to work out. He hasn't worked out yet. He's getting his muscles warm. And this dude is jacked. He's super ripped, well cut up. This is the perfect like specimen of a body that I kind of want to have. And I'm not going to sit there and just be like, oh yeah, whatever. I start inquiring this guy. What are you doing that I'm not doing? What is it that's happening? What are you working out? What are you thinking? How are you pushing yourself? What are you eating? Whatever it be, you know. And even if it's down to the question, I mean, not the question, but one point that I took away from it is like he goes, you know, the roller that you do that to do your abs as well as your arms, your back, all that different stuff. He's like, that is one of my core exercises that I make sure that I always have involved with my workouts. And this dude's abs and his back and stuff like that will display that he is no joke in that workout. He is doing it all the time. And that's one thing I started to incorporate and seen my abs get into better shape than I've ever had before previously when I wasn't doing it. You know, he also talked about having things like caffeine, like the chocolate and stuff like that. It's not too bad of a situation to have. It's something that like you can kind of eat, but also going to the sauna first thing. Getting in that sauna first thing before you go to workout. The idea about warming those muscles up, getting your blood kind of going before you even start, which a lot of people go do the treadmill or something else. I would prefer the sauna. Get inside the sauna, stretch my muscles out a bit, get my blood going. You know, scientifically they know that if your muscles are warmer, you're going to have better reaction times. You know, they're going to be looser. There's going to be less tears and wear and tear on your body while working out. So it's like, even that perspective in itself was a good thing that I learned from just that guy's 5-minute visit in the gym, just by inquiring, because I'm like, you're doing something right I'm not doing. And
what was he eating?
Is it
chicken and cutlets?
He didn't really say anything about his diet, to be honest. I was asking about his diet, but when I was listening to his diet, he was just regular ass eating shit, nothing abnormal by any means. So I was like, okay, that's nothing different. But let me see the other things that you're saying that are different. Try to tie those into my workout.
Which is another form of modeling, like you were talking about, right? Like you're seeing this person, you're modeling after them, and incorporating things that you haven't thought of or haven't seen or experienced, and putting them into your repertoire. And
so I had a great workout the other day. Started it off with going into the sauna. Felt loose, felt good, felt driven, and I got out there feeling warm already. Not cold getting underneath a bench, you know? So it's like, it was a different approach, and it was something that worked for me. The same as like I was saying about LOL. I was looking at some of these guys start their games off, the items that they buy, the abilities they go, trying out some things a little different, doing it how they're doing it, changing my masteries or ruins, whatever it be. And I'm noticing, wow, there's completely different gameplay styles out there besides just what I do, and they can be successful too, you know?
So, one other thing that I do, now I'm kind of going away from the working out thing, is that I'm not afraid to ask questions. I used to be. I'd like, oh, if I ask a question, I'm probably going to sound really stupid and I don't know something. Well, you know what? If I have a question on something, I'm going to ask it. I don't give two shits what they think. I need to start learning and knowing this stuff.
I ask questions all,
Yeah. So, and I mean,
never be afraid.
Yeah, sometimes it is repetitive too. Like, I've already asked this question, but I let them know, I feel pretty confident on the answer. I just need some reassurance on that. Yeah. So when I ask it that second time and I get that reassurance, I then staple that in my head, and I'm like, boom, I know for sure that's the way to go, or that's the answer. That's what I should be doing.
Staple it in your head. I love that imagery. Like, you just like memory's like, boom. It's not going anywhere.
It's got like one of those sticky pads, like whatever it is.
That is cool. So staple or bookmark. You guys can staple or bookmark our channel to your browser.
That's what I'm saying.
Which would be really helpful so that you guys can come and check out our episode every week and all of the topics in the videos Monday through Friday. You might want to staple our Facebook page and our Twitter page as well.
I was just going to say, we need to get some more love out there to our Facebook page, guys, because we got a lot of stuff going on out there from, you know, pictures that we're sharing of dares that were made, you know, going out there and having to get the Tiger Beat books. That's out there on our Facebook page.
Did.
I went out there and I got it. Yeah.
It was awesome.
And the guy that I was getting it with was like, he's like, should we do a different picture? I was like, I think I like it, man. We're good. Let me get out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to see Rocco buy his Tiger Beat magazine or any other images that we don't have,
Facebook page, guys.
Head over to facebook.com/maelstromgamers.
Got it.
If you want to see Steven attempt the "I'm a Little Teacup" song too, you can definitely check it out there as well.
We got a lot of good stuff there. It's a great source to check out all of our new episodes when they come out. Rocco does a great job of reminding everybody and spreading that love. So yeah, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, comment, subscribe. It is an amazing way to support us just for free. And if you do have a couple extra spare change lying around the house, like $1 say, head over to patreon.com/maelstromgamers. Throw us that $1 if you don't mind, and that will help. That will really help our show. Put money back into the show, get better audio, get better mics, get better all the types of things. We even have some aspiration goals of like new shows and stuff like that. So if you like what we're seeing and you want more of that, we can give you that, but we just got to reach that goal first.
Oh yeah.
So it all helps. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Everything and Nothing show. We'll have another one for you next week.
Hey, and on that too as well. Be prepared out there, guys. Make sure we see you guys next week because we're gonna be costumed up. We're gonna have
that's right. Thank you. Next week is gonna be our Halloween week. So we'll have a special episode all about Halloween. I think we're gonna be in Halloween costumes for the Enigma over here. Costumes. It won't be much different, but we'll have something for you. So in the meantime, keep thinking about everything and nothing.
You got it.
It's been an honor and a pleasure to entertain you guys.
It is
Peace and take care.
Have a good one. Adios.